A global icon just crushed the elite. It's a massive cultural earthquake. Let's break it down.
But this administration is full of people with heart and soul. And they make me proud of them. Our vice president, he makes me, well, I love both of them, but they're both powerful men, smart, strong, all of that, but both of them have a very uncanny ability to be someone that you relate to. I can relate to them. When I hear them speak, I know that they're one of us. Like, I know that they're not, don't you guys agree? They haven't lost touch of the world. You know, they're still connected to the world and what's happening in the world, with the younger people and older people, with the richer people and not so rich people. They have the ability to still connect and be real and make us feel proud to be American.
For years, Hollywood and the music industry have been marching off a cliff in one single direction. They've been forcing this rigid, hollow conformity down everyone's throats, making it feel like you had to bow to their ideology just to keep your career alive. But look at the calendar. We're at the end of 2025, and the floor is falling out from under them. Nicki Minaj, a woman who was once a centerpiece of that traditional media machine, has officially jumped ship. This isn't a simple PR stunt or a fresh coat of paint on her brand. It's a total ground-up shift in what matters. She used to play ball with the left, sure, but when she showed up at AmFest in Phoenix, that sent a massive shockwave straight through the ivory towers on the coast. That crowd, thousands of young patriots, didn't doubt her for a second. They gave her a roar of approval that the mainstream media couldn't ignore if they tried. This is the wall finally crumbling. The wall they built to keep your values out of popular culture is coming down, brick by brick. This didn't start under the stage lights or the flashbulbs. It started where the cameras usually refuse to look. Back in November, Minaj stood before the United Nations and did something the mainstream press hates. She told the truth. She used her massive platform to shine a light on a humanitarian disaster that the experts would rather you forget. She didn't mince words about the brutal opposition and the massive hurdles facing religious communities in Nigeria. Her fight for the protection of Christians in West Africa, that was the real turning point. It put her interests right in line with what the Trump administration has been trying to do on the world stage for years. She stepped into a role usually filled by suit-and-tie diplomats, and she did it with more heart than any of them. The critics were floored when she thanked President Trump for his leadership. She saw that his focus on religious freedom was the only thing giving those people a shred of hope after years of tragic loss and total failure from the old guard. It wasn't just a speech. It was a moment of pure clarity. It proved that faith is still the one thing they can't break. Sitting there on that stage with Erica Kirk, the mood wasn't just celebratory, it was heavy with reflection. Minaj didn't hold anything back. She described the current team in D.C. as actually having the heart and soul it takes to navigate the mess we're in right now. She didn't use a script. She talked about how President Trump and J.D. Vance actually make sense to regular people. They're leaders who get the struggle of the average citizen, which is a far cry from the talking points you hear from the Hollywood elite. She spoke about the massive pressure to just shut up and stay in line. She called them out, the bullies who try to crush any voice that dares to stray from the approved narrative. Her words hit home because an entire generation is tired of being told how to think. For her, this isn't just a political game. It's about having the guts to speak the truth, no matter what kind of scorched earth tactics the industry uses to try and wipe out anyone who disagrees with them. The most powerful moment of the night was when things got personal, when she started talking about defending believers across the globe. Minaj didn't hide her love for Nigeria. She made it clear that country is close to her heart. She made a flat-out demand: protect Christians everywhere, period. She's saying religious liberty isn't some bargaining chip. It's a human right that isn't up for debate. That's why the MAGA community has welcomed her with open arms. They see her as a vital ally in a fight against a world that's failing to protect basic human rights. The haters will say she's playing a character, but you can hear the fire in her voice. She's doing the impossible. She's bridging the gap between the urban music world and the American heartland. By standing up to the people trying to tear down the foundations of faith, she's locked in her spot as a top voice in this new patriotic coalition. Look at where we're headed. The fallout from this alliance is going to be massive. That silent majority we always talk about, they aren't being quiet anymore. They're finding champions in the places the media told us to never look. The fact that Minaj is willing to lose her status and her in-crowd card just to stand up for what she believes in, that shows you how strong this national movement is getting. The old gatekeepers are losing their grip. More and more influencers are waking up to the fact that you, the American people, want something real, not something programmed. The legacy media is already trying to bury the story or laugh it off, but the math doesn't lie. Her engagement is at an all-time high. Why? Because people reward courage. We're seeing the start of a whole new era. A time where defending God and country matters more than whatever boxes the elites try to put us in. This is a unified front, and honestly, it's looking like it's going to be unstoppable.
This report is complete, but the fight is just beginning. Subscribe now to stand with us.